All right, babe.
All right, babe.
Back by popular demand, we have Cal Parsons, my fiance. What moment did you first know Remi was the one?
Was this a submitted question?
I
or
wrote
was that
this in. I'm just kidding.
And we both like to get up.
Oh my God, Cal.
I liked it when you bought me flowers that one time.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It made me feel special.
Do men look at women's buttholes when doing doggy?
I mean, it's there.
The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Pretty basic. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Pretty Basic. I'm your co-host, Remi Ashton Cruz. And then now you introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Cal.
We are joined by, I believe, most people's favorite guest co-host,
Whoa.
Cal Robert Parsons.
Whoa.
Alicia Marie was supposed to be here today, but she is feeling a little under the weather. So we said, girl, take the back seat. Cal and I can handle the episode today.
I got this.
You are a seasoned veteran at this point. I believe this is episode number... probably like 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't even know. Cal is our call in when we need help and we want to deliver a good episode, but
they
we don't want to
keep me in the closet over there in case they need me. I'm just like sitting in there waiting.
The funniest thing happened, which we'll talk about it. We talked about it on the last episode, but we'll talk about it today with you here. As I just said, like you're just the best partner ever. You're so supportive. I love you so much.
You're the best.
I love you. And as I said, whenever we need like a fill-in guest, Cal is the one that we usually call. And normally I will ask you first, but again, after like 10 times, I know you're just going to be down. And so Alisha and I were having a meeting here the last time we recorded, and we were like, oh, we definitely, we love to take December off recording because we're doing Vlogmas. We're really busy. Recordings take up like the entire day. And usually we need to vlog the entire day. So we try our best to record up until November. And then we take January off. So it's a whole thing. And we have to do a lot of pre-filming. And with that means that we need to squeeze things out in the month of November, which we are in currently. And, we were trying to find guests, but guests are like, real, not that you're not a real guest, but like, people, other guests who aren't you, take quite a bit of planning. Teams get involved, publicists, questions have to be approved, all those things. It's a long process. And when we need just a quick guest, I live with one. And so last week, they were like, oh, you should ask Cal. And I was like, oh, I definitely should ask Cal, but I know he'll be fine. Like, I'll go talk to him when we get home. Completely forgot to ask you. Our wonderful producer, Ryan, did make this gorgeous graphic. It's so beautiful, by the way. All these wonderful pictures of Cal, and it was like him and I, and it was like, we posted on the Pretty Basic Instagram. If you guys don't follow, you should. And we said, with the gorgeous graphic, Cal's coming on Pretty Basic. Ask us any questions that you want to ask men that you're too scared to ask them. And I saw it, and I was busy in New York with Alisha, and I was like, oh my God, such a cute graphic. Repost. Completely forgot. And forgot about it. Later on in the night, I'm laying in bed. I finally pick up my phone after a long day and I check. And Cal on Instagram was the best part, had replied to me reposting the story and just said, what?
It was like a jump scare.
Yeah, walk us through what you thought when you opened up your phone.
I was just opening Instagram and I watched only Remi stories. So I was watching her stories and that popped up and I was like, at first, I didn't know what I was looking at.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't think.
Like, who's that?
I was like, is this a mistake? But I was like, huh?
Guess I'm going on Pretty Basic.
I was like, well, I'm coming back.
It was so funny, you guys. Alisha and I were crying, laughing because just the what was so funny, and I appreciate you being, so giving me so much grace with that.
I mean, yeah, I'll always come on.
I appreciate it.
I was just like, oh.
I guess I'm being summoned.
Yeah.
That was my bad. I completely forgot. I also just I have such long work days. Sometimes when I get home and you're like, what happened? I'm like, especially when I'm talking and doing 2 to 3 episodes, I'm like, I get home, I'm like, I love you so much. I can't speak another word today.
We're chilling.
Okay.
I was just like, I needed to know what was going on.
Yes. I should have prepped you, and you're so right. And I apologize, and thank you for being here today.
It was so funny, though. It was so funny. And I was like trying to not laugh when you were FaceTiming me. And I was like, no, I need to make her feel bad.
No, I FaceTimed Cal immediately because I did feel badly. I was like, oh my God, that was bad of me. I should have asked him, obviously. But Alisha and I were crying, laughing, and I was just like, I'm sorry. And Cal was giving me stone cold. He kept trying to smile. He kept breaking, but was trying to give me stone cold. He was like, no, I get to make you feel bad for this one.
Yeah.
And you did. But now we're here today, and
I got my chance.
Yes, he got his chance. And we're going to record, obviously, what we're titling Questions You're Scared to Ask Men. And I have to give a little note. We did have all the questions written up, and Cal has been prompted with them, which for the first time in Pretty Basic history, you've been prompted with questions beforehand. How does that make you feel?
I feel great. I feel prepped, ready to go. Yeah.
I love that. As the years have gone on, Alisha and I have realized that she and you alike both need to be prepped with things before, because coming up with things on the spot can be harder for you guys. So I think that genuinely, I think it's going to be a really good episode because you've been prepped with the questions. He did run through them with me in the car though. And he said when we started, I hadn't looked at them yet. He goes, there's this one question that keeps coming up that I just like don't understand. And I was like, oh, which one is it?
Oh, we're doing that right now?
We'll start with that. We won't get into it yet, but what was the question that you're worried about or confused about?
You're going to have to ask it because I don't remember what like the actual
He doesn't
wording.
understand. If he wanted to, he would. He doesn't like, you don't understand.
I don't get that.
Yeah. Also just prefacing that I'm sure we've all picked up on it already, but Cal is one of the good ones. He is a great guy, a great partner, a great man. And so I do think all of your answers are going to be very sweet and thoughtful. And they're just like a forewarning in the best way that these are the answers are coming from like a very secure man. There's like zero toxic masculinity, like just a little like forewarning for people so that we can, you know, when you're answering them and when people are listening to the answers, like come at it knowing that little bit of information.
For sure.
Yes. All right. Should we get into the questions?
Let's do it.
Do you have anything you'd like to say to the class before we start?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, then we'll just get into
ready
it.
to rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, here my notes say intro. Back by popular demand, we have Cal Parsons, my fiance. Oh, okay. They said that whenever Cal comes on the pod, we get so many comments wanting him back because he is the best secure man. Wait, that's so sweet of them.
That's
and that
so
you give good
nice.
advice. And so we are here to answer, as we said. Okay, so, before we get into it, let's catch up with Cal. Cal, how have you been?
I've been great.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. Would you like to elaborate?
You know, just living life. I don't really know what else.
Okay, so if you guys are not in the loop, Cal has actually been filming and editing for the Basically Unfiltered. If you guys didn't know, Alisha and I actually have a second podcast with Zane and Heath, and it's called Basically Unfiltered, and we started a Patreon. And Cal has been the videographer and editor over on that channel or Patreon, and you've been absolutely crushing it, by the way.
Thank you.
The support over there is amazing. If you guys haven't checked it out, you absolutely should. It's patreon.com/basicallyunfiltered. We basically do a bunch of like fun vlogs. It's really fun. We do like like field trips and like kind of more like exciting stuff, or like, you know, like bigger, higher production things. And so with that, we needed, you know, a sole editor and videographer for that. And so Cal was the right one for the job, and you've been absolutely doing an amazing job.
Thank you. I've just been trying my best. It's definitely a different kind of like schedule kind of thing, you know, because just filming and editing. But yeah, it's been really fun.
You've been doing a really good job. All the comments on there are always so sweet. They're like, Cal, you crushed the edit. You crushed the edit. You are really good at editing, though.
Thank you.
You kind of
Appreciate
just got not thrust into it, but kind of like we needed someone. And I was like, Cal really is a great editor. You learned how to edit in college, correct?
I did like a video art class in college, and there was like a week or 2 weeks straight where it was just like a crash course on Premiere Pro. So
yeah, Cal's a better editor than like anybody here, truly. Because like you use Premiere. It's true.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely glad that I got started like on Premiere Pro because I mean, it can be complicated, but it's like you just have to put in the time to like understand all of the like the ins and outs and things. But yeah, I mean, I also like editing. It's a lot of fun.
You seem very creatively fulfilled. It's really cute because he'll call me into his room to be like, oh, like, can you look at this editor? What do you think of this? Or I want to do this meme. Like, what do you think? And I can tell you're really like genuinely enjoying it. Yeah. And it's also really nice because Zane, Heath, and Alisha, and hopefully me, are also just very like supportive and like encouraging of everything. But you've been absolutely crushing it. Does computer science help you in any sort of like what you're doing now? Because you got a computer science degree. Does that have anything to do with anything?
It probably will, because like I haven't really gotten into After Effects yet, which is like how you can do like crazy like motion graphics and stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, I just
fucking
like the more familiar you are with like a computer with like a Premiere Pro type of thing, I don't know, like a complicated program, like it just makes it more easy to not get overwhelmed by everything.
Well, you've been doing an amazing job.
Thank
and
you.
the last question for updates, how has wedding planning been from your POV?
Just waiting for an invite. I've just been chilling. Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, whatever Remi wants.
It's so funny, you guys. It's funny because I come on here and I know I talk about it a lot, but like, and everyone always asks like, is Cal like a part of it? Is Cal a part of it? And it's not like you're like, I'm hope to God I'm not steamrolling over you, but I know you just genuinely don't care about a lot of stuff.
I do care.
No, you do care. I'm so sorry. You just don't have like a real like strong opinion about a lot of stuff. I know you're just like whatever Remi wants. Like
I just want a ring on my finger. That's all I want.
And you are going to be very picky. Alisha and I have been saying in like there's going to be very specific things that you're going to be very particular about, like the music, like the lighting, which is great because those are the things that I personally do not care about, nor do I know much about.
It's all about atmosphere, getting the vibe right, you know?
So like up till now, because TLDR, we still don't have a venue where we're sitting right now.
We're close.
We're close.
We're so close.
We're close, but we sitting here right now, we do not have a venue locked in still, which is very nerve-wracking because the year is just going by so fast.
Yeah.
But we're hoping to have one soon. But once we get that done, I feel like that's when you get to do your stuff that you're excited to do.
I'm just ready to get the ball rolling.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
I want to pick like the food and the cake and the colors and flowers and all those things. Because up till now, it's been not fun and very stressful. Yeah. I feel like it's kind of similar to like house shopping or things like that, where you get your hopes up and then you don't get it. And then get your hopes up and then you don't get it. It's been honestly like it's a very stressful time.
That's just like venue shopping. It feels like that's just how venue shopping is in like Southern California.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's like all these like weird like stipulations and things that come up out of nowhere, and it's like, oh my God, it's making it so much more complicated.
And I feel like all the people that we've met have been so nice but very frazzled.
Yeah.
So it's like it's very stressful in that way, where you get your hopes up, or you're told one thing and then you're like, this is the one, and then the next day they're like, actually you can only bring 3 people to this wedding. You're like, wait, I didn't know.
Actually, the price just doubled.
Literally. So. That's the thing too. A lot of them just go on vibes of like how much they want to charge for the day, and you're like, that doesn't make sense.
It's so frustrating.
It's really
like
crazy.
You especially you get super excited about a venue, and then all of a sudden something happens where it's just like just completely crushed.
All right, you guys know that I love my skincare, and today I am so excited to tell you that Pretty Basic is being sponsored by Drunk Elephant. Yes, you heard that right. I'm so excited to tell you guys that the gem that I've been using and loving is the Drunk Elephant's C Luma Hydrobite Serum. The C Luma Hydrobite Serum is a vitamin C serum that's gentle, hydrating, and brightens your skin. It's packed with 10% vitamin C to reduce blemishes, fade hyperpigmentation, and improve skin clarity, leaving you glowing and radiant. You guys know I'm always looking to help with my hyperpigmentation, and this has seriously been a game changer. Here's the magic behind it. C Luma Hydrobite Serum is formulated with a triple antioxidant brightening complex that helps brighten and reduce the look of post-breakout marks. It's also super gentle, which means it's perfect for those of us who have sensitive skin. And the texture, it's super smooth, lightweight, and absorbs beautifully. No stickiness, no heavy residue, just hydration and glow. Whether you use it in the morning or at night, the serum will leave your skin feeling fresh and luminous. I've definitely noticed a difference in my own skin since using this. My complexion is so much brighter. Those pesky post-blemish marks are fading, and my skin feels hydrated and smooth. As you guys know, hyperpigmentation is something that I've struggled with for so long, and truly a vitamin C serum is so helpful and so great when you have similar problems to me. The C Luma Hydrobite Serum is specially designed for people who might be nervous about adding vitamin C to their routine. It's effective yet gentle, making it the perfect intro product. So if you want to give your skin that glow up it deserves, definitely check out Drunk Elephant's C Luma Hydrobite Serum. You can find it at Ulta Beauty Stores and online at Ulta.com. Trust me, your skin will thank you.
Thank you, Cotton, for sponsoring the Pretty Basic podcast. Since you hit play on this podcast, thousands of photos have been posted on social media, capturing the moment, but not always living in them, and probably a few hundred more by now. Cotton is asking us to help our listeners take a pause, to tell stories instead of just watching them, and to make moments better by wearing a versatile, comfortable, and long-lasting fabric, a fabric you may even be wearing or laying on right now. As I'm recording this, I'm currently sitting in one of my favorite cotton sweat sets. It is so unbelievably comfy. And you guys know there is just something about me. I'm very, very particular when it comes to choosing fabrics. It can't be too itchy. It has to be super soft. I'm very selective. And cotton is natural and comes from the earth. And because it's natural, it does not contribute to microplastic pollution. Cotton is natural and hypoallergenic, making it gentle on your skin. I'll be honest with you guys, my life can be chaotic and I'll be so busy back to back, but I'm definitely taking a pause, especially when my life feels like so, go, 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 go. There's been so much happening.
Honestly, I love wearing my comfy cotton sweats. There's nothing better than just sliding them on. Oh, opening up my drawer and getting so excited to take my tight
After a fresh
pants off,
shower,
and put on something so comfy. Yeah, after a shower, something so comfy. The cotton on my legs just feeling so smooth and relaxing. It puts me at so much ease. Not only being comfortable, but also turning off my phone and watching a movie with Cal. Taking a pause is so important for me because I really get wrapped up in work and I have a really hard time setting boundaries. So it's really important for me to make those clear distinctions between work and relaxing time.
Remi and I always hear you guys, and we want to be present for you as much as we can. Let us know how you like to press pause. Press pause with cotton, the natural choice. Discover the fabric of now at thefabricofourlives.com.
So funny because our planner will get so excited
God,
when he gets one reply from Cal. He'll be like, Cal, oh my God, because Cal's very much just like she's handling it. Would you like to tell the camera the one thing that you really want for this wedding? That I know you're joking
talking
about.
the okay. You were talking about the joke one. Yeah,
you're joking, but also imagine it were to happen.
Yeah.
And now your chances have increased by quite a bit now with the recent news. Would you like to tell the camera?
Young Thug just got put on probation. Everyone thought that he was just going to go straight to prison because he got RICO charges, but he somehow got put on probation for it. For months now, I've been telling our planner, like, hey, what if we got Young Thug to come perform at the wedding? And he was always like, he would just not even like address it.
He'd just be like, okay, anyway.
Whatever. Yeah. But now he's free. And what are the stipulations of his probation?
No, don't even go into that. Don't even go into that.
Okay.
Don't even go into that.
But I'm just saying there's a chance.
Ween, I know you're 1,000% kidding, but like imagine my wedding gift to you is getting Young Thug to perform at our wedding. Question, Cal. Gun to your head, would you rather have Young Thug perform at our wedding or Carly Rae Jepsen?
Young Thug.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
What do you mean?
Oh, I was curious.
Yeah.
I'm not judging your answer at all.
I mean,
I really thought you'd say
Carly's
Carly.
top two.
Top two?
Yeah.
Okay, top 5 people that you'd have perform at our wedding, and then I'll go next.
Young Thug.
Yep.
Carly Rae. Mm-hmm. Who's a good one to like have perform at your wedding?
No, it doesn't even need to be like, because this isn't happening. So like just your dream of like who would perform at your wedding. It could be the most
Silk
obscure.
Sonic.
Love.
Yeah.
Okay. Anderson .Paak, Bruno Mars.
No. Shania Twain would be dope.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ariana.
Love.
Yeah.
Okay, my top 5. Lana, Ariana. I'd put Silk Sonic up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
That'd
who
be
I
a good
really
time.
enjoy?
Yeah.
That'd be really good. Jungle.
Oh, yeah.
That would really
That'd be
I
fun.
would enjoy that and it would really set the
Yeah.
mood. And then lastly, I will say, I mean, I love Taylor. I mean, that would be iconic. But I think I'd say Taylor. That'd be pretty iconic.
Yeah.
And Abby would lose her mind.
She would
Cal's
go
sister
insane.
would
Yeah.
actually need to be resuscitated.
She cried at the Taylor Swift concert we went to.
I think we all cried. Did you cry? I think you cried too.
Yeah, I cried of
Don't
ear
even.
damage.
Okay, sorry, Swifties. We're moving on.
No, there was 2 people behind us that were screaming.
We did go to
They weren't
opening
even
night
good
of
at
the Eras tour
singing.
also.
Yeah.
No, but you have to let it. I actually know what there is a fine line of like letting them enjoy it, but like also it can't hinder your experience too. Like tickets are expensive. We like drove there. Like it's a whole thing, not just us, but like in general.
I'm not mad. I'm just saying it hurt. It hurt to have that going on right behind me.
They were
was
really
so
excited.
fun,
That was
yeah.
really funny. Okay, let's get into it then. We have your questions from you guys. And if you guys want a part 2, let us know.
Here we go.
Things for men seem really black or white. Is that how you guys really view the world?
Would you say that that's how I view the world?
In some instances, yes. I would say sometimes, yeah.
Okay. I would say most guys kind of view things in black and white because you got to think about like what guys grow up like watching and like the kind of things they consume. Yeah. Because like a lot of it's like, very much good versus evil. Like look at like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. A lot of it's just a very basic binary, like good guys, bad guys kind of thing. And it never really like opens up that like
gray area,
kind of middle ground kind of thing. And I think like with time and like more perspective, like anyone will stop viewing things in black and white. I don't think it's like just guys, but depending on like upbringing, like what they're watching, what they're consuming, things like that.
I think also something to keep in mind is, and this brings me peace and ability to sleep at night, is that women and men biologically have very different brains and the way that we think. And so I honestly think a lot of it falls on that. Like you guys are, the way that you could have so much going on in your life and your head hits your pillow and you are out is insane to me. It doesn't make sense to me. If there is the smallest thing going on in my life, I won't be sleeping that night because I'll be thinking about every single scenario that could potentially happen with said problem going on.
Yeah.
Like the way that I think in less of like a black and white way, which I do see that, I think men also just, a lot of them think very simply. It's like A plus B equals C. Whereas I feel like as a woman, we think about and worry about a lot more things.
Perspective for men is like very much less about, I don't know. I feel like there's just less fear.
Well,
kind
yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
In a simple way. I remember I heard recently and I was like, this is so true. A man's biggest fear is being embarrassed and a woman's biggest fear is being murdered.
Yeah.
And like that's so simply put, but like that, it's so true.
For sure.
Okay, next one. Why don't y'all pee sitting down at home? So true.
I do sometimes.
You didn't have to tell everyone that.
No, I'm saying like,
I'm just kidding.
No, here's the thing, right? Now, like I wake up in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
it's dark, I'm groggy, I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
Like you go into the bathroom, you don't want to turn the lights on.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, in front of the toilet and I'm like, I don't want to aim right now. I'm too sleepy. So I just sit down and go.
But why don't you do it more often? I feel like it would just be so much less messy and just like it's relieving to sit for a minute.
It's just effort to like go sit down and then go stand back up.
Oh my God.
You know?
You know what Alisha and I were saying?
It's just so, yeah.
Alicia and I were saying yesterday how like obviously like in a women's restroom there's only stalls and so you never know what anyone's doing. They could be doing literally anything in the world. Whereas in the man's restroom if you're gonna pee, you go to the urinal, and if not, you are most definitely taking a dump.
Yeah.
Like there's no mystery there.
Yeah.
That's so interesting to me. No mystery. I think they should put the urinals in the stall. Let people, you know what I mean? Like you can have both so people don't know. People don't need to know what you're doing in there.
I don't know. Yeah.
You don't care? All right.
I don't care.
What is the thing that every guy is probably insecure about, but women would have never guessed? That's a really good question.
I don't know. I feel like with guys, like the insecurities are pretty easy to guess. Like it's like money, appearance. I mean, appearance encapsulates a lot, like what kind of car they drive and things like that. Like what are they wearing and what's their weight? But I feel like it's pretty easy to guess what a guy's insecure about. And like guys in general, like this is a sweeping generalization, but I would say most guys project a lot. So that can kind of give you an idea of like deep down what are they insecure about.
That's actually so true. I think sometimes you just have to open your eyes or listen. Like they're either overcompensating visually, like by tangible items or whatever it is, or they'll say like really kind of like condescending comments where you're like, oh,
yeah,
you know that SNL skit where Ariana Grande, when she played her mom and she was like, you got tiny dick syndrome.
Oh yeah.
It's giving that. Okay, next one.
That was really funny.
If they wanted to, they would, right? Okay, so this is what we talked about.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Okay, so this is an overarching idea that I feel like got more popular in the past like few years on social media, but it's the idea that like if a guy really wanted to be with you, this is like one specific scenario. If he really wanted to be with you, he would be with you. It's like the idea that, a girl's like, oh, like, is he into me? I don't know, but he's not texting me. He won't talk to me. He'll talk to me like once a week and then like ignore me. It's like, if he wanted to, he would. If he wanted to talk to you, he would. If he wanted to see you, he would. If he wanted to be with you, he would. Things like that.
Yeah.
If he wanted to, surprise you with flowers, he would. If he wanted to make you feel special, he would. So then it's kind of like this saying that you can use to kind of, sometimes we lose our mind. So it's like a good way to kind of get a grip of like, okay, if he wanted to, he would. He's not, so he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Do you believe in that?
My gut instinct is to say yeah.
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 I will say I've seen the conversation online. It's like sometimes they want to, but they can't, whether that's because they don't have the funds to buy you flowers and do that. You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't have the time because they're working or sometimes they're actually busy. So like I understand that too. But I do think the overarching idea, like taking money away, taking like other like little variables away. Like if someone wants to be with you, maybe they're busy and they're really busy with work and they don't have a lot of money. That's okay. They can still show up with you with, texting you, making sure that you feel like seen in that way, or, there's other ways. So I do think if you look at like the very specific ones, sometimes like it's not the best, but
I mean, there's always going to be like circumstances that will make it so that like they literally can't do some of the things they want to.
Yeah. That's true.
But I will say though, like when I knew I wanted to be with you, or at least just like hang out with you, right? Because there was like early on, there's always like that toss up, like will they, won't they kind of thing. I mean, I was really busy. I was working like 1.5 jobs, like freelancing on one side and then having a like full / part-time job on the other. And taking care of myself and everything and not making that much money. But I would still try and like text you every now and then. I mean, what kind of things did I do? What kind of things did I do? I can't remember.
You would always text me. I remember like you worked a lot.
Yeah.
But you would always text me like during your breaks, or I always remember this one photo of when you were doing that like kids camp at the golf course, and you sent me like a cute photo there.
Yeah.
I feel like just making me like feel special, and like I could tell that you wanted to talk to me, and then in your time off you would come see me. And I think you just always were like showing up all the time, or whether it was like physically or just through text or something. Like I always knew you were there.
Just being present kind of thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I agree. It's hard because like all of these answers are so situational, but overarching, I do believe if he wanted to, he would.
Yeah.
In some sort of way.
It's hard to make like generalizing statements, but for the most part, that's the vibe.
Agreed. Okay. Does the idea of if he wanted to, he would make sense to you now?
It makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Next one. This is dating relationships overarching now. What gives men the ick?
I mean, I feel like it's different for like, there's like different pockets of men that care about, that like have icks, different icks.
I know what you're saying right now.
Yeah. I would just say, at least for like my circle and like me in general, is like an ick is definitely like, closed-mindedness. If that makes sense. I mean, don't be stinky.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Well, your specific icks. Let's get into yours.
My specific icks? Yeah. I mean, like closed-mindedness. One ick I could say for sure is like the way, like you text could be an ick for some men. I feel like punctuation, spelling, like I don't know, having just like
me
like,
specifically,
I think that gives off,
or
no,
anybody?
not you specifically,
Okay.
Anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, like I can only really like say like a general term, like lack of effort. I feel like is one.
Have I ever icked you? Is there anything I do that icks you? You can be honest.
I can't think.
Think on it and we can come back. If it pops up to you, we'll come back to this.
Oh yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Off camera. Off camera. Our producer said, before me, was there anything that like previous girls did that would ick you out? And I remember one that you brought up to me was like sometimes you felt like they would overstay their welcome.
I've already told this story, haven't I? I'm pretty basic.
About my best friend's cousin. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one. I think also an ick is like if a guy like tries to talk about like his interests or hobbies and like a girl is immediately like dismissive or condescending, things like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think
I'll come up with more as we go.
Next up, what makes men feel validated?
Anything, like a compliment.
Bars in hell.
One compliment will get them through the whole day.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
for real.
You look. I told you this morning. You look very handsome.
Yeah, and I'm gonna think about that all
stuck
day.
with you. Oh,
Yeah.
and I said your hair looks really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Why do men need to be told to do things instead of doing without being told? Do you want to tell them? We had a little conversation about this last night.
That's just, I don't.
Sore subject
Do
for
you
right
want to?
now.
Do you want to talk about that?
I feel like I've been talking too much about what answers that you should be answering. I mean, I'm genuinely curious. Why do men need to be told to do things instead of doing without being told?
I feel like most men just don't have to-do lists. And they just go off like, oh, what do I like need to do right now?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like the like thinking ahead or something.
Yeah.
A lot of it's just like what is right in front of me. Oh, I should do that now, or I can put that off later, kind of thing.
Would men prefer for us to tell you what to do, or like in what way is the most conducive to getting things done?
I would say personally, like I think men would prefer to be told what to do because they don't want to like do it wrong or like, you know, do it wrong, make you upset that way kind of thing. A couple times I've done the dishes, like put them away and you'll be like, where the hell did this go? And then I'll be like, oh, I put it in a different cabinet kind of thing, you know?
The to-do list thing is very interesting. Like right now sitting here, I'm like, okay, I need to record 2 more pretty basic episodes. I'm going to go to Pilates after that. I need to go run to the store and grab some chicken. And then I need to do my laundry when I get home. And then I probably should go put the dishes away too so that I can be able to cook in the morning to make that easier for me. Like I'm thinking about that stuff all the time. But like I know you have it's going on up there right now.
I just know like I'm gonna have to start editing when I get home and also feed myself. I need to do that too.
That's a thought.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like I'm starting to get hungry and I'm like, ooh, what am I gonna have for lunch?
I will say that goes back to the very like as I said at the beginning, like very simple minded. But I do think it's not our job to tell you guys what to do. So I do think whether you want to start a note on your phone of a to-do list, or which actually Cal and I have already started implementing the idea of like getting a whiteboard and like writing things down so that, because also I will say Cal has ADHD, which we're also kind of navigating right now. So like we're figuring out tools and things to understand and like navigate that more easily. So a to-do list sounds fantastic, whether you want to have it mental or I think for you, a physical would be really good.
Yeah, but then if I do it wrong, then it's like,
okay, but it's better to do it wrong than to not do it at all.
Comment down below. What do you think?
But you know what? It's because the effort means a lot. Even if I can't find the can opener, I'm like, oh my God, well, I appreciate that he even tried to help. Versus I'm like, I got to go put the can opener away. And then, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I do think that with your partner, you should figure out, you know, the best plan of action and then tackle that together. Okay. How can I help my partner with his fashion without hurting his feelings?
Just don't be negative about it at all. Just go at it with like a positive angle. You know, show him like an outfit you saw on Instagram and be like, I think this would look really good on you, kind of thing.
I like the idea. Oh, sorry.
Or don't like, you know, just don't go at it with like those jeans look bad on you. Just be like, show him like a different pair of jeans another day and be like, I think these jeans would look great on you.
Yeah.
Like take him to the mall, throw some clothes on him and be like, this looks awesome. And then like, you know, maybe buy him a jacket or something.
Very encouraging.
Yeah.
I like that what you said earlier about like the one compliment sticking with you. Like go from it with a complimentary angle than like a negative angle.
Yeah. Don't be like, what are those? Those shoes look trash. Just, you know, like go at it more like with a positive mindset.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Don't do what I did in the beginning of our relationship where I just hid your clothes from you that I didn't like.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Okay, next up. Main signs that a man likes you.
I feel like they make it pretty obvious personally. Like if it doesn't feel obvious to you, then like it's probably not. Like he's not that interested enough, or like he's just not interested at all, kind of thing. I feel like they make it pretty. I feel like guys make it pretty clear. Personally.
Something that I always think about, which is it's so cliche, but it's so true. But it so perfectly encapsulates dating, and it is that if a man likes you, you'll know. If you don't, you'll be confused.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Always beware of like the guys that flip on you all the time, kind of thing. A guy one day is like, I miss you, let's hang out, and then another day he's like not paying attention to any of your like if a guy is flip-floppy on you, he's probably just like stringing you along. And just like you know, like one day he might just really want attention or something, and he'll give it to you knowing that you're going to give it back.
But okay, yes. So that actually we have a question later on that's perfect for this. Mixed signals, hugs, head kisses, cuddles, but then you're saying that you're just friends, or sending all those mixed signals and then like ignoring you for a long time or coming back, or like they're only doing that because
I remember reading that question and seeing the all caps why.
Why?
Yeah.
It's true.
I feel like that's definitely something that they're going through right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Which
so
is
true.
funny.
To this poor girl praying for you.
I mean, I think that to me sounds like. Have you ever heard of like the roster kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. That to me sounds like he's just trying to like have a roster. You know, not going to commit to anything, but wants you to have like the availability for him whenever he wants.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
If it makes this girl feel better, I've been there. A lot of us have been there, and now I'm sitting here with him. So it does get better. But I do think a lot of it, I remember when I was going through it, I felt more like, I didn't feel like a person that mattered. I felt more like, not exactly an object, but I just felt very much like, oh, I'm just here to make you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
That's all I ever felt.
And then every so often he'll give you what you want.
Yeah.
And then
And
for a
but
few
it's
days
breadcrumb.
won't.
It's just enough to keep you hooked on, where you're more into them and they get like the ego stroke of it all, but then they, leave for a bit. And then they come back when they start to feel you pulling away and like gaining some sort of self-respect. They're like, wait, no.
If a guy's cuddling you and then saying just friends, that's a problem. Like you should go find someone else.
It's true. It's true.
Not good.
And they're not going to
That's
change
not
their
good.
mind. Like
yeah.
you always think you're the exception to the rule, but most likely you are not. You are probably the rule.
Sorry.
And so it's not, you don't want to be with someone who's going to make you feel that way too.
Yeah.
But like, why do they do that?
I don't know.
It's quite perplexing.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about like the way that they worded that question again with like the all caps why after it. Like, I mean,
but
that
think
sucks.
about her. Like, give her real advice.
Okay. I think just separate entirely kind of thing. Like, don't look to him for validation at all. Find a different, go out with your friends, have a good time or something, but like, don't look to him for validation just because like on a random day you'll have like cuddles and whatever, but because he's not going to give you everything that you want back, kind of thing.
When men say they're thinking about quote unquote nothing, are they actually?
Yeah. Verified by me. We were in the car driving here this morning and I was reading the questions. And there was one point, I think you were like responding to text with like the Siri on the car. And I was just like staring into traffic, and you're like, "Are you thinking about like the answers you're gonna give?" And I was like, "Yeah," and I wasn't. I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just staring.
How can you think about nothing? That sounds so peaceful, Cal.
It's kind of like just going into sleep mode for a second. Your brain. I don't know how it happens, but I'll just like stare at like a random thing and just like
this is
zone
so
out. Yeah,
and I think that's why you guys can put your head on the pillow and fall asleep, like because you can think about nothing.
Also, I think like when it comes to a bed, all I think about when I see a bed is like sleep. It's time to sleep.
This is where I sleep.
Yeah.
This is where I eat.
Yeah.
This is where I brush teeth.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. What do men think about when they have a crush?
When they have a crush, they kind of become dumb. Like, because all they think about is like the crush, like who they like. I think when a guy has a really big crush on someone, they do get a little stupid for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like they get kind of blinded by it, and they don't think about much else going on around them. Because they're just like it's time for the chase, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's time for them to like activate those parts that have probably been asleep for a while, and they're like, okay, how do I be like attractive? How do I flirt? Kind of thing. Like they're going for it.
Interesting.
Like that's when they kind of like underperform a bit at work, kind of like stuff like that.
And question: when you say thinking about their crush, are they just thinking about the person the entire time, or are they like something that I would always do is like fantasize about scenarios? Like, are you thinking about scenarios, or are you just simply thinking about the person?
That's a good question. What do you mean by like scenarios?
Like dream about
like daydreaming?
Yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thinking of like a date or something.
Yeah,
that you
or like,
wanna
oh my
go
God,
on.
if I saw them in the street, like what would happen?
Oh
And,
yeah,
like,
that happens.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, at least that would happen with me. Yeah, because I feel like guys have like two different types of crushes. Like there's the lustful, where like they just want to bang, and then the emotional where they're like they're actively pursuing you, wanting to get to know you more kind of thing.
Yeah. And do you think that's based on the actual person, or do you believe in the box theory? Alisha talks about the box theory a lot, where it's like a guy will meet a girl and in the first like 2 minutes know whether they want to just be friends, bang, or like marry the girl, or like have a more than just a one night stand.
What's that theory like based off of?
I don't know.
Why is it called the box theory?
It sounds like a TV show. It sounds like the How I Met Your Mother. It probably came from How I Met Your Mother. But you know what I mean? Like, do you believe in that at all? Like in the idea of, you just said 2 different crushes. I'm like, is that something that comes to you immediately when you meet somebody? Or is it something that's learned over time? Like, what is that, like, to distinguish between lust and like an emotional crush? Is it just a feeling? I
don't think it's developed in like 2 minutes. I think it goes further in like the more a guy will get to know like someone that they're interested in, the more likely they are to have like that kind of emotional attachment and want to like be with them and committed to them.
Yeah.
But lustful is just like, keeps the conversations short kind of thing, and is trying to move
one track mind.
Just trying to move the conversation or the situation or like whatever into like let's get laid scenario instead of like
only texting when you're not at nighttime
yeah exactly,
that makes sense. Okay, you guys know staying hydrated all day is a must for me, whether I'm working, filming, or just living life. And let's be real, I don't love when I have to think too hard about it. That's why I've been loving Gatorade's Hydration Booster. It's perfect for keeping me refreshed and energized without being too much, no matter what's on my plate for the day.
I love that it's packed with electrolytes with natural sources. Think like watermelon juice, sea salt, and other sodium and potassium salts. Like when I saw that, I was sold.
You guys know I love electrolytes. I love a little fun thing that I can add to my drink just to make it, extra delicious. And it's formulated to help you stay hydrated without overloading on sodium or sugar, which is a huge, 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 huge win in my book.
Honestly, I used to use a lot of electrolyte packets, but with the Gatorade Hydration Booster, it just feels lighter and it's got way fewer calories. There's only 30 per serving.
And compare that to other electrolyte drinks that have 45 calories, you got a difference.
That means I can drink this all day, whether I'm working, hanging with friends, or just chilling without feeling like I'm overloading on sugar. Oh, and there's no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or added colors. Just the good stuff that keeps me feeling my best no matter what the day throws at me. And you guys know how much I love something that's not only effective, but also clean. And Gatorade Hydration Booster checks all those boxes. Even just the other day, I threw one in my bag because I was gone literally all day. And it was so nice knowing that I had it. I felt so hydrated and just energized throughout the whole busy day. And by the time I came home at night, I still felt great. Like I didn't feel so drained.
So if you've got a packed schedule and need hydration that can keep up, this is it.
Put your water to work with Gatorade Hydration Booster and feel the difference. Put your water to work with Gatorade Hydration Booster.
You can use code BOOST20 on Gatorade.com to try it for yourself for 20% off. I have a question. I've seen a theory online that like guys will be ready for marriage, oftentimes not based on the actual girl or partner, but just based on timing. When they wake up one day and they're like, oh shit, all my friends are getting married. Oh shit, like I feel like I'm 30 whatever now. It's time to get married. Like whoever they're dating at that time, or they like it. Do you believe in that for some guys? I don't think that's everybody, but do you think that happens for some guys?
I feel like, if their situation is that all of their friends are getting married, they're probably going to start thinking like, I should just get married. Like that's like the next step for me. Because all of my friends are, and we're all the same age, and we're all like kind of doing the same thing, then it's time for me to take that step too.
So interesting, because like there's no one in my life that I'm surrounded by that like has all my girlfriends that like think of marriage in that way. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Okay, thoughts on women making the first move on men?
Love it. Do it.
Be bold.
Yeah, be bold.
I agree.
Go for it.
Life is short.
And if he is not into it, on to the next.
Love that.
I liked it when you bought me flowers that one time. I was like, that's cool.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It made me feel special.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you want flowers specifically, or is there like something else that I could do, like candy, or like when I don't know, I get you little knickknacks and things.
Yeah, like a little spontaneous thing.
Did the flowers mean more to you though than like any like knickknack that I get you when I'm out and about? Like in New York, I got you that hat and that sweatshirt. Like, did the flowers stand out more though?
The flowers feel like a spontaneous thing.
Okay.
Just like, hey, I was around flowers and thought of you kind of thing.
Okay.
Like, that's cool.
I love that. I will keep that in mind. Okay, next we have sex questions. Bow chicka wow wow. This is horrible, and I never wanted to know this answer. Do men look at women's buttholes when doing doggy? I hate that they ask this question.
I mean, it's there. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some guys are probably just looking up the whole time, but no.
I have a question.
No, you're looking down.
About like when you're having sex, I'm so sorry, this is like kind of vulgar. I know for the most part, men are just trying to not bust while having sex.
Yeah.
Whereas for women, it's very different.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any like blank thoughts during sex or any sort of like thoughts whatsoever during sex? Or is it just like trying to think about things that are going to keep you from?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like,
guess what?
Yeah, there's guys that know that they bust quick are like, I need to think about like
grandma dying.
Usually it's like
so
gruesome
sad.
shit to like,
yeah, I know.
Like a puppy getting run over kind of thing.
Oh my God.
Just like really like.
But you don't have to think that because you don't bust quick, right?
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah. She said it, not me.
But question. So like, do you ever have like, because again, for a woman, like most of the time there's like a lot of lulls because it's so much harder for a woman to orgasm than a man to orgasm, as we all know. So with that being said, like, do you have lulls while having sex, like in your thoughts?
What do you mean?
Like, are you there like, is there a lot of time for you
like
to
when
think,
I zone out and think about nothing?
Are you zoning out at all during sex?
I think it depends on who's putting in the motion in the moment. You know?
I understand.
Because honestly, I said that and I'm like, wait, I don't even know who would be thinking, like if you would be thinking while doing the motion or while doing nothing.
I think while you're doing nothing.
Like, sometimes that you like, I don't think about nothing when I'm on top kind of thing, you know? Like it's like sometimes I'm thinking about like
a butthole.
Sometimes I'm thinking about like, oh, my thigh's starting to get sore.
Sometimes I'm like, ew, my kneecaps are sweating. Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Next question. Why are men so focused on sex?
I feel like that's just young men are only focused on sex.
I don't think that's true.
Really?
No.
Or childish.
It's childish.
Men,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's just young men.
I would say like childish, like haven't fully matured men are only thinking about sex.
But why?
Because it's fun.
Maybe I shouldn't have asked that follow-up question. Okay, next question. Is post-nut clarity...
No, here, I was going to say one more thing, though.
Yes,
Because it's like, it is just less like of a risk and more of like a fun thing for a guy to like have sex.
Mm-hmm. Just a physical thing.
And it's like, it's so much easier for a guy to bust. So like, it's just one of those things, you know, it's like, it's fun. And I have a guarantee of it happening.
I was just going to say, statistically, 99.99% of the time, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So crazy. So crazy. Okay, next question. Is post-nut clarity a real thing? Once I heard about it, now I'm insecure.
It's definitely a real thing.
What is post-nut clarity?
This person's saying like, they're feeling insecure about the post-nut clarity.
It sounds like a bad thing.
So I think when she heard about it, it was like after a guy nuts, he immediately thinks like, oh, the girl I'm with is ugly. Like that's at least in my from my perspective, that's never happened to me. Like for me, post-nut clarity is like I've had a lot of thoughts going on throughout the day, cannot find a solution to any of these problems, and then the nut happens and you're like, oh, none of those problems even matter anymore.
Suddenly, you know the quadratic formula backwards.
No, suddenly I don't even worry about those problems. It's like, it's not that big of a deal kind of thing.
So it has nothing to do with the partner.
For me, yeah, it has nothing to do with the partner they're with. It's like you make these decisions throughout the day and like, you're not fully like, you got like a clouded mind kind of thing. And then you get your nut. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I can see clearly now the rain has gone.
I see.
Yeah.
So I think this girl should not worry about, because she's describing it as such a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing.
I would say it is more so like an internal, like Zen moment.
Okay.
Of post-nut clarity. It doesn't have anything to do with like the partner or anything. At least from my perspective and from what I've heard from my fellow men.
Okay. My fellow men. Okay, these are Cal-related questions. What moment did you first know Remi was the one?
Was this a submitted question?
I wrote this in. I'm just kidding. Thank you to Houston Ivy 99. Love you, girl.
Oh, a weird backup account name for you, Remi. I knew Remi was the one when we were able to hang out for like an entire day and night and not like get sick of each other. I was like, yeah, I can do this every day.
Aww.
Yeah.
I just saw this girl that I follow on TikTok. Her name's Allie, and she posted a TikTok this morning saying, like, I never understood. She's like, I dated a lot of guys, and I never understood when all my girlfriends would say, like, or seeing people online that you need to date your best friend. She's like, no one ever felt like as close to me or like, you know, whatever, as like one of my girlfriends. Like, it just didn't make sense. And she's like, until I met my boyfriend now. And she's like, I like get so excited to see him and talk to him, and like every day feels like a new day. I just can't wait to hang out all the time. And that's like how I feel about you. Like I get so excited for a road trip because we just get like 5 hours of like time to just you and I hang out.
Yeah.
It's so fun all the time. Where I get to like, I'm excited to go home and like talk to you or go to sleep together. It's so fun. It's like a sleepover 24/7.
The only time I've gotten annoyed with like the conversations is when I'm trying to sleep. And you keep trying to talk. I'm like, it's time for sleep.
You said bed,
I'm in bed,
sleep.
bed, sleep, not talk. We can discuss tomorrow.
Discuss couch. Discuss stand. I understand that. Yeah, sometimes like, but I hope you know at girly pop sleepovers, like that's what you do. You lay in bed until like you just fall asleep mid-sentence. Okay. Yeah. How has dating interracial changed your views on life?
Interracial. Interracially dating, like interracially.
I think being an interracial couple, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Rem, how do you feel being with someone that doesn't really have culture at all?
It's very refreshing. No, I'm just kidding. What I love so much about my family and my ancestry is the culture. I love learning new cultural things. So it does make me sad that your family and things, like you guys don't have a lot to, you know, look back on and celebrate and enjoy. Yeah. Like it does make me sad for you.
I mean, for me, it's just been a very like, it's expanded my worldview and perspective so much more. And I am so open to trying like cultural foods and activities and things like that.
My parents always joke around because they always say that like I ended up with the perfect person for me and my brother Shane ended up with the perfect person for him, because growing up, like I've always super appreciated my Korean culture. Like I've always been so just like amazed by it. I think it's like the coolest thing in the world, like food or just you know, music, all the things. I just like every year I feel like I grow more and more in love with it. Yeah. And my brother has always been just like not the most interested in it. And it definitely didn't help when my mom would make Shane like a grilled cheese sandwich every night. We had Korean food because he didn't like it. Like they definitely enabled it. Yeah. My family loves to joke that Cal is like even more adventurous with food than I am. You're even like more open-minded to a lot of things. And so we kind of like are egging each other on to try like, you know, more and more exotic things and like wanting to travel the world to go to Korea and like do all these things. Yeah. And my brother married Lily, and she is of Mexican descent, and it's just so funny because all they want to eat is like chicken tenders and fries. And they're just, but they're happy together. And like, that's all they want to do is just eat like beige foods, which as long as they're both on the same page, then they're both happy. But like, I think if I didn't get, I always was when I was dating, I was like, oh my God, like, what am I going to do if my partner doesn't like sushi? Like I love sushi, or I love Korean food. I love Chinese food. I love like all these, you know, Mexican food, whatever it is. Like
we both love like traveling and like trying just random food we see on the street kind of stuff. Yeah,
for sure. We're both foodies. So like
and
it
we
worked
both
out
like
perfectly.
To get fucked up.
Oh my God. How does it ever bother?
How did that one throw you off?
Because it was such a beautiful question and we were going in such a gorgeous way. Yeah. No, okay. We do love the sauce. Okay. Does it ever bother you that there's always something just dangling between your legs?
Yeah.
Really bothers you?
That's why I don't understand why guys like wear boxers. Like just regular boxers, just letting it like freely like waggle everywhere.
Interesting.
What is the word?
Dangle,
yeah.
Wiggle,
like you just, you know, just move around.
In the same way though that like there's a word for it. How you can have your, like, we have clothes on us right now, but we're not feeling it touching our skin or jewelry or something. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of disassociate.
Yeah.
I would have thought that by now, 28 years in, you would kind of disassociate from that feeling. Interesting.
Well, I wear boxer briefs.
Yeah.
It keeps it like,
Compact.
there's a little pocket.
Yeah.
And it just stays there.
You put them in the pocket?
No.
Oh.
I just mean like there's a little space where like
Like a kangaroo pouch.
Yeah.
I thought you would have put them in the pouch. Like, I thought there was like a little
No,
pocket
there's
for
no
him to hang
pouch.
in.
Yeah. It's just
Okay.
like it keeps them in line.
He's pressed in there. Okay.
Yeah. I don't understand boxers. Like, I feel like you are so much more aware of like the positioning and where it is.
Have you always been
At
a
all
boxer
times.
brief man ever since you were a kid?
Ever since I tried on boxer briefs, I was like, this is it.
You ever do
This is
boxers
perfect.
ever or no?
I used to, yeah.
I feel like that's like a teenager thing, or like
up
preteen
until high school, I think.
thing. Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Tidy whities till then, though. I feel like you do
No,
tidy whities.
regular boxers.
Yeah, but I feel like the pipeline of like underwear for a boy is like tidy whities up until you're like, I'm a man, but you're like 13. You're like, I'm gonna wear boxers, and then you wear boxers for a while, and then you switch up from there.
I think I wore boxers for a long time.
Interesting.
Like 7 years old to 14 or 15 or something. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. I don't even know if this is an interesting question, but like, when girls are like, Mom, I want a bra. Like, I'm old enough for a bra. Is it like that same thing for like a little boy? Like, Mom, I want boxers. Like, you're like grown up now.
I think, yeah, I would say so.
I feel like
yeah.
it's a similar thing.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could see the world from Remi's perspective, would you do it for a day?
No. Are you kidding me? Here's the thing. It's very easy for me whenever Remi and I are talking about like her work stuff. Or like haters. Let's talk about haters for a second. It's very easy for me to sit there and be like, Remi, just don't listen to them. But like, I cannot even imagine like on a daily basis, like being worried about that stuff. I'm like, no, thank you. No.
I do think you'd handle it a lot better than I do, though.
Here's the thing. It is a lot easier for me to just say, fuck them.
Yeah.
But like, I understand, like, I know how you and your mind operates, and it's just, yeah, I can tell it's hard. Yeah. And like, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know
what to say.
What to say. Yeah.
I think you do a really good job, though.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Rapid fire. Last few questions. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Can guys be just friends with girls?
Yeah. I'm friends with Alisha.
True. Okay. Do men really care about hair down there?
No, they care about confidence. Whatever makes you feel the most confident and sexy. That comes across really well. Yeah.
Okay. Do guys get nervous for first dates?
Yeah. Sorry, I spaced out. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
That was a quick comeback, though. Okay, they do. Mm-hmm. Did you get nervous for our first date?
Yeah.
Okay, me as well. Is a man really too busy to text?
Sometimes he's gaming and he just can't. He can't hold the phone. He's busy.
Do men get excited about getting married?
Yeah, they should be. If he's not excited, that's a problem.
That's a problem. Okay. If they wanted to, they would, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We're circling back to that one.
That's what the question said. Last question. Do guys talk about girls with their friends as much as girls do?
I don't know how much girls talk about guys.
Okay. Think about, which friend I'm thinking of.
Yep.
Do guys talk about it as much as we do?
I would say single guys, yes.
Okay.
Guys who are taken, no.
Okay.
We're talking about all kinds of random shit.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
You know how every time I come back from seeing my friends and you're like, how are they doing? And I just say like,
good.
Yeah, good. Yeah. And you're like, did you ask them anything about their lives? And I'll just be like, no. We just got to shoot the shit.
It makes zero sense to me. But I mean, I agree with that too, because when I was dating, like all we talked about with my friends was boys and what he did and how he texted me.
Yeah.
Now you barely come up in conversation. Mm-hmm. They're like, Alisha last night goes, she goes, how's Cal? I was like, probably good. And then we moved on.
Like when I first moved to LA with my friends, all we were talking about was girls. And now
I will say though, also like you and your friends are all a bunch of simps.
Yeah.
Like he's like surrounded by like little lover boys. It's really sweet. They're all so sweet and like such sweet devoted partners. But I also know that like you and your friends are more of a unique situation than a lot of guys, especially in LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
That was really good, and you gave some really good advice. I'm very proud of you.
And you asked those questions so well.
Thank you, baby.
You're such a good podcast host.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, don't you worry. Alisha will be back next week, and let us know if you guys want a part 2, and Alisha can be here for part 2, and we can, grill you on some more questions. We need more straight guy friends because when we thought about it, you were kind of the only one. Oh, we actually have other ones we could bring on. I'm thinking about now. Maybe we'll bring a partner for you or something. We wanted to do you and Matt King. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun.
All right. Okay. Well, maybe part 2 we'll have Cal and Matt King. We'll let you guys know. Love you guys so much. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram, Pretty Basic Official. You look at that camera now, my love.
That one. Sorry.
And make sure you tune in for new episodes every Wednesday. We love you guys and we'll catch you later. Bye.
Bye.